Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my NCAA National Championship game for April the 7th, 2025. I have been your tour guide throughout this college basketball season. Unfortunately, this is going to be our last college basketball show of the year for 2025, but we have absolutely killed it in the college basketball market. If you've been following me this year, I thank you. First of all, thank you. And I know that you have been very successful if you've been taking the information I've been giving you, which a lot of people have. And I appreciate all the new subscribers, all the likes, all the comments, everything. I appreciate it. It is kind of sad to end this college basketball season because college basketball is my favorite thing to bet on. But today I have three player props along with one best bet. We went 2-0 on our best bets for the Final Four as we picked Houston +5. We know how that ended, and we also picked the under for Florida versus Auburn at 161. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to our stats for this season. One last time, 89 for 78, 53%. Hammer plays is hitting at 64%, and best bet record we're at 53%. I'm sorry, as we went ahead and cashed the last two. We have another one coming today. Hopefully, we can cash this and continue to be extremely profitable for you in the college basketball season. And today, my first play, my hammer play, my last hammer play of the year is going to be Milos Uzan from Houston. Here's a guy who's averaging 19, last three games, 18, PRA projections at 20. Looking to take Cryer away will be the first thing that you will see from Florida. They don't want him to get off. They also are going to stay tight on Sharp. Sampson has said multiple times, who's the head coach of Houston, has said multiple times, Uzan is Houston's go-to player. He's the guy that makes the plays. He's the guy that he wants the ball in his hands. And he has the ball in his hands the most on the team, and he has the highest usage rate. Foul trouble has kept him out a lot in these last few games, including bad shooting. Even with being in horrible foul trouble, he still was able to shoot 10 shots versus Duke, only went 3 for 10. 35 plus minutes is expected if he stays out of foul trouble. He will have a bounce back game here in the finals. He has been a guy who's been the go-to guy. You've seen him take over. He actually hit the game-winning shot against Purdue. So even though he struggled in that game as well, they trusted him to be the guy to score. That says a lot about the confidence they have in him. I like him over 18 PRA for Milos Uzan. Now for Walter Clayton Jr. I know we picked against him last show, but guess what? I'm picking against him again. I'm sorry, the numbers just don't add up to me. As you see, the season average 28, last three games 31. His PR projection is at 26. Now, here's the thing. Houston is the best defensive team in the country. They're going to limit his touches, force him to be a passer, the best team in the nation in help side defense. So if you saw against Cooper Flag, if you saw them in their previous games, they have really done good on help side defense. Let me just throw out a few guys that play similar to Walter Clayton. Chaz Lanier had 25 PRA, and that took 18 shots to get there. I don't think Clayton shoots that many shots, and he did not. He still didn't cash. This number, Braden Smith, 25 PRA. That was with a bunch of assists, but he only had like 5 or 7 points. That's not Clayton's game either. Caleb Love, 27 PRA, and that's with him having a really good game. And Ryan Nembhard with 14 PRA. So no one has actually exceeded this number, and I just named four really good players. I get it, Walter Clayton's playing better than all of them, but this is a national championship game. Look for Houston to definitely tighten the screws on Walton Clayton Jr., try to turn his water off. They'll force other people to beat them. So if you like some of these other guys, I just couldn't get to the window with them. Go ahead and place that bet, but I'm going to go under 27 PRA for Walter Clayton Jr. Next guy, for the similar reason, Emmanuel Sharp, season average 17, last three games 19, PRA projection at 16. Thing about Emmanuel Sharp is he's been shooting a lot of shots. And even with all the shots he's shooting, he is still barely clearing his number that they gave him today. Florida will not help off Sharp. They will make sure they stay on him. If you see the scouting report, they're not going to allow him to shoot too many threes, run him off the line. He went 4 of 13 in his last game for 30%, so it's not like he shot great. He's not a good rebounder, and he doesn't make good plays for others. His assists a game is under one, so he's not a very good playmaker. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Florida does not help off the bigs. They did not help off Broome. They did not help off Toppin. They did not help off Williams from Texas Tech. And so a comp player to him is Miles Kelly, only had 12 PRA, and he basically plays the exact same game as Sharp. I expect him to go under 18.5 PRA for Emmanuel Sharp. For today's best bet, over and under, yep, I'm going the under here. Florida versus Houston. I know it's not a lot of fun, but it's going to cash just like our last two best bets. Houston has only allowed one team over 70 points in this tournament, held Duke, who was the number one offense in the country, to under 70 at 67. In fact, 13 out of 14 of their last games, Houston has allowed less than 70 points to their opponent. Well, this opponent's going to definitely have to get over 70 or close to 70. Houston themselves don't score a lot of points either as they play with a super slow pace. And only 3 out of 15 of their games has went over this 141. So 3 out of 15 of their last games has went over 141, a very small percentage. Though due to that is Houston's great defense and their slow pace. Florida will try to push the pace, but that may not work in their favor. Once again, shooting in the Alamo Dome, not a very good, friendly place to shoot, as you saw. Both games, teams weren't shooting too well. It is a bad backdrop. It's not a good place for people to shoot. So I like this under 141. Go ahead and run to the window and cash this out. Now for our quick recap, we got Uzan over 18 PRA, Clayton under 27 PRA, and Sharp under 18.5 PRA. These num lines might actually get a little higher as we get closer to game time. So with Clayton, maybe hold off. You might be able to get him for 28. Sharp, same. You may be able to get him for a little bit more. And Uzan, I believe this is probably the best number. It's going to stay there for him. I appreciate all the watches, all the views, all the comments, all the likes throughout this year. This has really been my first year in college basketball, and we have grown so much. Looking to continue to grow as we continue into the NBA, focusing more on the NBA season as we go into the NBA playoffs. So if you enjoy the content, hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will have NBA picks throughout this NBA playoff season. And like I always say, keep what you like, leave what you don't, and let's cash.